Well, good Sunday afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. Hope everything is going good for everybody. And we are sitting here knee-deep in the off-season, and hopefully all of your dream – too slow – what? Any lag feature. Hold on. What's going on here? Okay, there we go. My connection is too slow. Okay. Hopefully it's picking up. Okay, I think we're there. Don't know what's going on, but hey, maybe it's going to be a Sunday where shit's not working. Let me say shout out to Holly Pierce, who could not sleep last night. I appreciate I meant to hit you back on it. On your text message. I appreciate the kind words of being welcomed to our live stream where, you know, we try. And I apologize that there are assholes that are out there that are hating not on just me, but also Momo and not giving you the opportunity. And that's one of the things that I always try to do is respect the lovely ladies with the style and the grace. And I appreciate anybody and everybody who watches me for whatever reason that they do. And with that being said, let me say hello. We've got a full class up in this mother humper here today. Y'all jumping in here early. And surprisingly, Momo wasn't the first one here showing his ass. No comment?
Before you get a jump on me, Mark, I want to clarify something on your last thing at Friday, and I was going off on Parsons, and I meant what I said. I'm never going to take that back. I don't complain. I'm not a complainer. I'm a truth teller. People don't want to recognize the truth because they try to hide from the truth and they try to swallow the truth. Y'all see what the NFL does. Y'all see what's happening. Y'all choose not to say anything.
You know what's funny though? See, you know, God, why y'all do this to me, man? Why is it you, Leo, and stuff?
Don't put me in the.
You get me off of my box.
Two different things.
You get me right off my box, right off the bat. Okay, now, Micah Parsons. You know what? Your whole thing is, well, Micah Parsons. He ain't a good run stopper. You know, there's a lot of players that are good at one thing and one thing only that are in the Hall of Fame. There are very few players that play great all-around game. Some quarterbacks are better as dink and dunkers. Other ones are better with the deep ball. Right or wrong? Right or wrong?
Right.
Some are better running the football than passing the football. And have been successful.
Blackmail. That's just the reality of things.
When we go through and we say, well, Micah Parsons, he's a one-trick pony. You know what? If I get guys that are really good at one thing, that can specialize at doing one thing, that's good. I'd rather have a bunch of guys that can specialize and do one thing really, really great. And as far as the thing about, you know, Micah Parsons, he's not a team player, or Micah Parsons, you know, all this other bullshit. When I see what he was doing with his charity event, you know, where he brought in not only players from the Cowboys and coaching staff, but also other players in the NFL for his charity, as well as promoting his teammates. Isn't that leadership? Is that not leadership? Royal,
you're on mute, Momo.
Okay, yeah, Momo's on mute.
Did you get a haircut, Mark?
No, I just wet my hair and put some.
Oh, okay. It looks shorter.
Okay, I like to comment on that. Let me say two quick things on Michael Parsons. Number one, I never say he was not a team leader. That's what I said. I didn't say. The two, and here's the other point. Every NFL player do charity work. Some of the charity work that's not known because you don't know all the charity work they do. So let's get it like that.
And some do not. And some do not.
And so this when you put out there what you doing and all this other stuff, you want attention. You're attention getter. That's just me. Most players like that don't want the attention. Now, Now, he's a specialty. He's a special player. I give you that. But specialty players like him are good for the third and passing downs. He's not those type of players are not going every down players. And you know this, Mark. There are people who in the Hall of Fame today coming in on passing plays is a specialty. That's what Micah Parsons is. He's a pass disruptor, and he's gonna get to that quarterback. That's who he is. He's not an every down back in today's NFL. I'll have him on the second or third down.
I disagree because there's different ways you can use him. Here's the problem with the Cowboys. See, we go through and we blame Dak Prescott and say the Cowboys suck and all that. But see, the Cowboys' whole defense, I can go through and I can say that about every single player that was on the Dallas Cowboys defense. They're all one-trick ponies. None of them are good run stoppers, with the exception of DeMarcus Lawrence. Every one of them are pass rusher.
And we still weren't good with stopping the run with him.
We still weren't good at stopping the run. So you're saying Micah Parsons shouldn't be out on the field because he's not good at stopping the run. Well, if that's the case, then there's very few guys in the Dallas Cowboys
What I
defense.
said, what I am saying is that he's a specialty player he's good on getting to the quarterback on passing downs. That's what I'm saying about him.
Yeah. And you know what? If I had more guys that were like that.
You're not going to get a lot of guys like that, Mark.
Oh, but okay, so we got a guy that you say there's not a lot of him out there, but you're saying you don't want him. Is that what?
I never said I didn't want the guy. I said I would want him on passing down with his 2nd and 8 or 3rd and 9. Yes, I will have him on the ground. On first down, I don't need him out there because most teams run the ball on first down.
I think we're going to use him to his full potential at the linebacker and rush position.
He can't cover the pass. He's not a linebacker. He can't read defenses. So let's stop all that noise.
Oh my God! And so everybody, so everybody else is though. But everybody else is. Okay, all right.
Let's move on, Mark, because you ain't gonna win this battle.
No. I'm sorry, Momo. I gotta say you're stupid on that one.
Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
Because here's what I'm gonna say. What's amazing is we had with Micah Parsons last year and without Micah Parsons. That defense was night and day different after he came back from injury with a bunch of no-names out there. And see,
I agree with you.
Here's the thing. Here's the problem with the Cowboys.
That's why you had a bad defense then. That's all that says.
Thank you. But he made that bad defense a hell of a lot better.
But we beat Washington. We beat Washington one time with a bad defense.
With a bad defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we almost beat you the second time. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, we sure did.
We were horrible.
Here's the thing. Washington and Dallas always gonna split. That's the history of the game. That's history of football. It's in rival. I don't want to keep talking about Micah Parsons because he's not even on my radar.
Okay, but see, here's the problem with Cowboy fans and people. They'll look and say, well, Micah Parsons is not good because they're not stopping the run. The reality is, when you look at the Eagles' defense, they're not relying on one guy. They've got people across the board. If I had two mean son of a bitch linemen in there that could put pressure in the middle, Micah Parsons is going to be even more effective. Micah Parsons is getting double and triple team on a regular basis. That defense is still lacking players. We didn't have a good of defensive line as even the Commanders had. You got to look at it and say, you guys had a hell of a lot better defensive line than we did, Momo. What's so funny, Loyal?
Leo, making Leo laugh.
I know, I'm laughing at you, Loyal. I swear to God I was, yeah.
Because I put my cowboy hat on.
Yeah, I knew what you was trying to do.
Oh, Lord.
What's up, Mark?
It's going to be
I ain't saying nothing, but what's up, man? How you doing? How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Yeah.
You know what? Before we go any further here, I'm going to touch on, because some of y'all just got in here, I'm going to touch on something that really bothers me, okay? And that's because I can say that, Holly and her experience on another channel, the way people treat each other. We get, and maybe I'm a little more sensitive because I just lost my father-in-law and my dad's been sick. And
hey, Holly.
I've had a lot of people around. But, the way we treat each other is some bullshit. it's one thing to clown somebody about their team and stuff, but when you literally say shit like, "Oh, you're just swinging from his nuts," or "Get your head out of his ass," is that really necessary? That kind of stuff, or when somebody makes a comment that you've got to just literally belittle them. Come on, can we treat people like they are people that matter? Because I don't want to be that channel.
What's up, Alan?
You know what I'm saying?
It's downright disrespectful if you ask me.
It's all fun and games for me. I don't.
It's one thing for me to get the emails that I do from some of the trash that I do and things like that. Whatever. I guess in a way I'm happy that people watch, but it shows how low some people really are, and I think we need to get away from that. I can admit it. My team has not been a Super Bowl champion in 30 years, but they haven't been the worst team in the NFL. There's teams out there that have never been to a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl and things, And, this whole hate with Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons, you know what? Come on, man. Slow y'all's roll down. You can dislike what they do and stuff, but these are all people, too.
There are some low down ass people. There are some low down ass people on YouTube.
I don't hate Michael Parsons. I'm critiquing his game. I don't hate him.
But Momo, he wasn't saying you.
I'm not talking about you on that one.
No, he didn't. He specifically said it wasn't you, not you.
Oh,
no, I'm just saying in general.
Momo,
he was talking about
they're trashing you and me as well as others, and we're not even there to defend ourselves. That kind of stuff. I'm actually.
Yeah, I heard about it. It got back to me. It got back to me. I didn't say. And here's the thing: when people talk about me, I'm on social media, and I do a lot of stuff on social media. People, you can't offend me by words, because those are the words that is given out there that we define as defensive or abusive. So you can't. Your words ain't gonna affect me.
Oh, I agree.
So
understand.
You just not.
Understand.
So
that I'm
I don't
the kind
care.
of person that my wife knows that I gives no fucks, because she'll look at me like, "What are you wearing?" And I'm like, "Some clothes." She's like, "You got stains and stuff on, and look at your shit." It's like, so?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and she's
like,
I am. She's like, "No." I was like, if they don't like me the way I am, then they weren't going to like me just because I'm dressed up and looking like something else. But so, that doesn't typically bother me.
Like this gentleman in here called Flip, he said, no, I get it. You don't like my commentary. But here's the thing. A lot of people don't like Stephen A. Smith, but they sit up there and watch him every day. Well, so you don't like somebody, but they're still watching.
Trust me. I'm thankful that I have people that do watch. And I guess if they watch me because they like me or they hate me, because I started going through and looking at some of the comments, it's like, damn. It's like, okay, so you say I'm stupid, I'm a clickbaiter, I'm ugly, I'm stealing money, but you still watch. But that doesn't make any sense to me.
It does. Yes, it does. Let me say this, Mark.
How is that?
One, every fan base has them. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people who you have to understand they're emotionally invested in this, in their teams. You see what I'm saying? And you figure out to what degree, based upon the conversations or the different subjects you may or may not bring up. That's when it'll come out. Some people need to be on medication too.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're dealing. So look, you got like 136,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They all ain't stable. You got a lot of people pretending to be stable. You see what I'm saying? So this is where it's going to come out. You know what I'm saying? Then you also got to whittle out all of the keyboard warriors, because you got people on here who are going to say things that, or under ordinary circumstances, if they were right in front of you, they'd never say the things that they actually say on their keyboards.
Oh, that's true. Now, but you know what's funny is, because I remember being at the draft in Philadelphia, right?
Right.
Every time Roger Goodell came out, to announce, he was getting booed, fuck you, Roger Goodell, and everything else, right?
Right.
The second day, he's walking through the crowds.
Right? And everyone's shaking his hand.
Everybody's
taking a picture.
Taking a selfie. And it's like, wait a minute. Y'all
it's the same thing. Look, listen, I guarantee you, if they allowed it, you know what I'm saying? Jerry could walk through the parking lot of the Link and people would want to take pictures with him. Eagles fans would stop to take pictures with him. I could tell you that just so they could say that they did it, that they seen him. You know what I'm saying?
So are you saying that if I went to a game in Philadelphia, that people would be okay with me being there?
Oh, you'd probably end up having a good time, a better time than you think you would. You know what I'm saying? Even when they're like, even when they're talking shit to you, somebody might be talking shit to you, but at the same time, they're making your brat work. You see what I'm saying? They're making your sausages and stuff like that. It's just the way it's just the way we are.
Wait. You said somebody talking shit while making his food?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he gonna eat it?
Listen, Derek, I understand completely what the implication is, but at the same time, if you've never really experienced it, you wouldn't know, which is why I'm telling you.
I get it. Philadelphia Eagles game,
like the whole being in the parking lot, the whole tailgating thing. It's a thing. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of jostling around.
Oh yeah,
there's nasty fans in any fan bases.
Even you'll have people from other fan bases that'll walk by and everything and talk smack, but then they'll end up probably eating or having
you're right.
Music. They do that. You see what I'm saying? It's just the way it is.
I mean, there's rude Cowboys fans too.
Yeah. So. Now let me say this. I will say, for the sake of this particular channel, you know what I'm saying, and the environment in which you have created, Mark, you know what I'm saying, it is one that allows for someone like myself and someone like Momo who are non-Cowboy fans.
You got that shit right.
You know what I'm saying? We come here, you know what I'm saying, and yes, there's some back and forth, but it's never gotten to the level that you're talking about in terms of the vitriol. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I say? I was like, my biggest thing was getting back at everybody who said the things that they said to me at the beginning of the season, but it wasn't, nobody crossed a line. It was always from a fandom perspective. You know what I'm saying? I experienced the Cowboy fandom in all of you know what I'm saying, as you experienced it in me, but with respect. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So much so that beyond the channel and the football, you know what I'm saying, I genuinely care about all of you guys' well-being. You see what I'm saying? Beyond football and vice versa. When someone's missing or things get, we all care. You know what I'm saying? Aisha, you know what I'm saying? She's a Giants fan. You know what I'm saying? But who rocked with her when her mother passed away? Who rocked with her when she was going through her mental health challenges because she was feeling low? You know what I'm saying? So these things. So there's a history, and again, you created that, and you created this environment. There are just some people who just can't handle it like that. You see what I'm saying? And this is just Leo being beyond, the Eagles and the football and all that other stuff. This is Leo being a person and saying, hey, I really appreciate that because I've made I don't make friends very easily. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, like, I don't consider people like really good friends, but I look forward to talking with you guys because this is something that I like. I love football. And the other thing too is that you don't really get to enjoy football until you are around people who have a difference of opinion. That's when it gets fun, because you know what? I don't want people blowing smoke up my ass all the time, talking about my team in a good light. I want to know what I don't see, and then be able to have that intellectual conversation. You know what I'm saying? The back and forth, so long as we make it make sense. But I have at no time felt like someone has crossed a particular line and being overly disrespectful.
Okay, can I say something? And kind of
I see you. I love weed.
Okay, I said, let me say that. I have been on. I
love weed. Just messed that whole thing up.
So, he had all the brotherly love. Fuck the Eagles, man.
Right. I love you too. I love weed.
Yeah. So let me say this about me as an individual, as a person. Been on multiple channels and different things.
Right on.
I've been on Washington streaming things. I've been in their comments. I get trash because I see things that Washington don't do. I see things, boy, and when this Daniel Snyder's and the names change, stuff like that, I got trash by content creators.
So what you're saying is nobody likes you.
When I tell the truth, they don't. When I tell the truth, when Washington, but listen, let's keep it a buck here. When Washington was before they got this new ownership, and then everybody was saying we're gonna win 10 games. Daniel Snyder, when they got Deion Sanders, when they got all the Albert Hainsworth, we gonna change the world. When we get Spurrier, we gonna have this fast offense, college style offense. I said, no, we not. He's gonna come to his senses because he's a college coach. He ain't gonna do it. I got trashed by Washington Redskins fans because they don't see the truth. They see unreality situations that they can't handle. When the stuff is not real to them, they want to lash out against somebody who's tell the truth. That's all.
I get that too, because I get, why are you so negative, man? It's like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you we going to the Super Bowl and shit and bullshit you. I'm trying to tell you how I really feel about it. And it doesn't mean that I don't love the Cowboys and things like that. It's just like, they fuck it up. And speaking of that,
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they get, well, see, here's the thing. And I just said this to my son. You know, if I'm going to get fucked up, I want to be the one to fuck me up. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be by my own hand, not somebody doing some dumb shit and co-signing my name to it. Mm-hmm. That's where the protective side of you comes into play, Mark, in terms of having to police some of these people who jump into your comments, who jump on, you know what I'm saying, and say the vile things that they say, because that's not you. It's a reflection of you.
Okay.
And that's not how you operate. You never have.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
regardless,
we've had our kumbaya moments. We all love each other and everything else.
Yeah. I mean, we don't get me wrong. It's not some kumbaya all the time or anything like that. I'm only just talking about in terms of
you've been an asshole, man.
Yeah, but not not on. I'm football asshole, not life asshole.
Okay, all right.
And then you got people who are life assholes.
We'll go ahead and move on because we're not going to spend an hour on it. It just bothered me, hearing from fans, people that are supporting channels and things like that, and to be disrespected to the point where it's like, you know what, I just don't even want to be there. There's something wrong with that, and I just wanted to speak my mind a little bit on it. So I want to ask Cowboy fans, Derek, what kind of sandwich is that, man? You trying to hide there?
I be forgetting that I'm still on camera on the top, in the top part of the thing.
It was almost like you were eating a glizzy and didn't want anybody to see. Let me hide that shit.
I'll be forgetting. PB&J.
Oh, shit. That actually sounds pretty good right now. All right, so our Cowboys have done 20 signings thus far. And are y'all happy about it? Or are you mad about it? Because I was sitting here talking with Game Time Brian earlier today, and I was saying this free agent class doesn't seem to have the oomph of some years. I mean, last year the prizes, of course, Derrick Henry, Saquon, and things like that, at no matter what price that those guys were going to make a big impact. I don't know that there's that many players on this year's free agent list that you look at and say you've got to have it, that they're instantly going to make you that much better.
No, they could have done better. I mean,
So who would you say a move that we should have made?
I like DK Metcalf. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's old. But I think he would have made a huge impact. But kind of understand because they want CeeDee Lamb to be the number one wide receiver. And if they brought DK over there, that'd be too much competition for him. I mean, they could have did better. The running back, from what I hear, is okay. I don't know a lot about him. But from what I hear, he's okay.
Miles Sanders?
Definitely no, not Miles Sanders, the one from Denver. Miles Sanders, I heard, was a fumble machine.
But him
and that receiver that we got that y'all used to have, we could have did better.
Paris Campbell. Well,
yeah.
Here's two things I will say.
We used to have Miles Sanders too.
You will, but you got to say Paris Campbell didn't get much of an opportunity with the Eagles because he was buried on the roster and on a roster that was really predicated on the run. So very rarely did they go to get Paris. I'm not going to say that he's going to be good or anything like that. And I can say the same thing about Jonathan Mingo. Mingo got here in the middle of the season, didn't have much time to work, and he's working with Cooper Rush. That's not much better than the situation that he had in Carolina, and the same thing with Miles Sanders in Carolina. You weren't exactly on good teams. That's not to say that, I think Miles Sanders is going to be like Derrick Henry. No. But I can think about Darren McFadden, who for 3 years before he came to us, he was 3.3 yards a carry each year. He came to us that next year, he was like 4.6. So if we have a better offensive line and things, maybe these guys will be okay. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm still not sure why we didn't re-sign Rico. Rico was one of the better free agent running backs that were out there, and it wasn't a whole lot of money that he got paid.
I mean, we keep losing more and more pillars. Like I said, D-Law, Zach Martin.
But hold on. D-Law only played a couple of games. But
before he got
kind of going downhill the last couple of years. You know, that's one of the ones that I'm not sure. I had been the year before on it being okay if we had traded him or gotten rid of him. At some point, the guys start getting older and older and older, and it's time to say, can we get something for them?
I mean, I guess the frustrating part for me is not so much that we're getting rid of them, but who we're replacing them with. That's what's frustrating. I mean, you want to get somebody that you can say, okay, this guy can hold the fort down and give us some stability, but they keep just going out, just picking up players off the street. That's
Mark,
what it feels
did you guys in your free agent signings, right? Did the Cowboys at any time or any, not free agent, but just period, you guys didn't lose any picks this year, did you? Like in a trade or anything like that?
We gave away a pick for a trade.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
Late round picks.
So how many do you have going into this draft this year?
10. We have 10.
Y'all got 10 picks?
We got 4 comp picks. We got 3 5s and a 6.
We got
Plus, is that with the compensatories, or
that's
still got to add the
that's
comp
what
pick?
we have right now with the comp.
Yeah, we have 4 5s.
Oh, good.
But no 4.
Good.
Here's my thing about signings, guys.
Y'all good.
A lot of signings are just for training camp. It's just training camp. Half those rosters, half those folks is not going to be on the team when the first kickoff comes in the regular season. Because nobody plays in preseason no more.
Mama, we already know this, son.
What I'm saying, listen to me, Tom, Mr. Garrett, please.
We already know that some of these players that we signed are going to be camp bodies, bro.
All I'm saying, Garrett, Mr. Thomas Garrett, all I'm saying is this, is that there's a lot of times people get hyped over all these signings. Oh, he got 20 signings and think, some people do. You do have fans that tend to get excited about all of this. And when these players get released, they want to get mad and raise hell when we try to tell them day one that some of these players are not going to be here, so don't get too excited now.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Thomas. My entire outlook in terms of what could be or potential when it comes to Dallas just changed. I didn't know y'all had 10. After even losing the 4th round, y'all still end up with 10.
Yeah. But there's
that's like the same position that we're in terms of your ability to retool.
Talking about Ted McMillan. Talking about Ted McMillan.
No, y'all got 10 picks.
Oh yeah.
Like the way I'm looking at y'all, it just changed. I didn't realize that you had 10 even after losing a 4th.
We still got to make it right.
I just want to see them come out swinging in the draft. That's all I know.
That's my whole point.
Because we haven't really done a lot in free agency. I don't want another.
Wait, Loyal.
I don't want another Monty Smith.
I think that Mark's question was too soon. Honestly, I think because you can't all right, y'all had 20 signings in free agency. Okay, cool. Whatever. You see what I'm saying? But because of the circumstances that what's happening with your team, new head coach, new everything, you cannot weigh in on anything overall until at least after the draft. Only because y'all got so many coming in.
Oh, it's gonna
you don't know what you got
yet.
yet.
That's the best thing because
that's what I'm saying. It changed.
What I actually like about what the Cowboys have done, and mind you, for everybody talking about, well, we shouldn't let D-Law go. To me, here's what you do. If you're worried about losing D-Law, is sign Calais Campbell. I know people are sick and tired of me
I'll
saying
take
this,
him.
but listen. Okay, so D-Law, hold on. Let me give you the numbers. D-Law in 23, where everybody's talking about how great he was. D-Law had 4 sacks, 50 combined tackles, 29 solos, 21 assists, 10 tackles for a loss, and 8 quarterback hits. Calais Campbell last year only playing 55% of the snaps.
In Atlanta, right?
No, in Miami.
Had
5 sacks, more sacks than D-Law, 52 combined tackles, 35 solo tackles, 17 assists, 12 tackles for loss, 12 quarterback hits, and a forced fumble. That's better than Osendigizua. That was better than Lawrence. You got to go back to 22 when D-Law had that kind of numbers. And talking about cheap, bro, he can play any spot on the defensive line and make you instantly better. He literally played, one technique. He played tackle. He played edge rusher. Anywhere you need to go.
That would be an upgrade from Jonathan Hankins.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, what is it about?
Well, I think what Mark is implying is why not just draft the one or two of the same position and let them learn from Calais for at least a year.
Hey,
that's what the value. That's why. Remember a couple weeks ago, Lloyd, I said the perfect mix and match is you have a number of rookie or guys on their rookie contracts who are contributing with a healthy dose of some veterans, Slay and all of them on the team. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, but there has to come a point where you're going to need to have to do an immediate turnover. Look at and I'm just using my team as an example. Slay was was what I think Mark is suggesting Calais could be for the rookies. You know what I'm saying? In the second years, right? But then we just lost BG to retirement, and he was the same for that defensive line that Mark is saying Calais could be that kind of influence. And I'll be honest with you, it's a very sound plan because it's not like Calais isn't still operating at a high level or contributing level at this age, only doing like half the snaps. That's all he needs.
I guarantee he'd be better than Hankins was. Or
it'd be like having us
right now.
Remember when we had Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you look at the way that defense, forget the last 7 games of the season, because that was something that was an aberration. That was something else that was going on. It wasn't a talent thing nor an injury thing. But if you think about the way that defense was playing last year, they still were doing good. Because they had that, because the year before they went to the Super Bowl and lost, but they had that whole year with Ndamukong Suh, Linval Joseph. There's a reason why,
Lordy,
there's that even mix of the veterans because of what now you don't know what you have until they're gone.
Yeah,
but I mean, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, Mark, I'm still processing the fact that I really didn't know that y'all had 10 picks because I put y'all in the same category as like what's happening with us over the next couple of years. So you still got all your picks for next year too. So that gives y'all 18 picks in the next 2 years. We're at 20, 22, something like that, 21 picks or something.
Well, and here's part of the reason why, for everybody who's saying, well, why didn't we go out and get Cooper Kupp and things like that, right? Well, here's the thing. Here's the reality of it. Because the Cowboys have not signed anybody that's been over really $4 million, and even Dante Fowler, guaranteed money, it's only like 3-something. It's $8 million if he ends up getting 11 sacks and basically playing in all the games with the incentives and stuff. It's a very team-friendly deal. Because
he's affordable.
Because D-Law got his contract because Cooper Rush and who else? And Jordan Lewis. We're in line to get another 3 comp picks for next year, as long as we don't sign anybody in-kind contract till before May.
What about with Brandon Cooks? Do we get one for that too, or is that too small of a deal?
Too small of a deal.
Yeah.
Because basically,
we might as well just go and be done with it. Just go inside Tyler Lockett. If we're not going to draft a receiver in the draft, I say just get Tyler Lockett. Done with it.
Okay, here's my thing with that.
I just want y'all to know that I do think that Mark's idea. First and foremost, Mark, I got to give it to you. the whole Calais Campbell idea that's a really good idea. Now I'm starting to understand the method to the madness. That being said, God, I hope he goes to another team. I don't want that plan to be able to
retire. Miami's.
I hope that happens too. You know what I'm saying? I just because I understand the value of what it is that you're saying, what you're suggesting, and the fact that you have the potential to have not 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5 players who could actually spend a year with this man. You see what I'm saying? That's different.
So Mark, here's the thing about the draft picks, Mark. The Dallas had 3 fifth rounds, right?
Yeah, they got a hit this year,
and 2 7 rounds. Okay. So I understand having a lot of picks, but when you get down to the later rounds, once in a blue moon you found a jewel or a steady player, but you're not going to be. Those are fill-in players.
Yeah, in my mind. Picks to do that.
Dewan Blaine is a 5th round pick.
Yeah. And Dak was a 4th round draft pick. But here's
and they typically do better in the later rounds.
Was an undrafted free agent. But here's the thing that you have to like about at least what the Cowboys have done. They've gotten guys that at least at some point had some talent, but for whatever reason have not shined on the roster that they've had. And with most of them, with the exception of Solomon Thomas, and I think Solomon Thomas added to the rotation on the defensive line definitely helps, along with Dante Fowler. You've got guys that are going to be fighting for their next contract. This is contract year for all of them. And so you're going to see some guys that are hungrier. Momo, you know how it was when you paid Hainsworth. Hainsworth got the big bag, and it was like, fuck it, I ain't got to do shit. I'm paid now. So all of these guys are fighting to get that next deal for the NFL. So you may have some guys that are hungrier. And this also may be the case where you've got coaches that are looking for a certain type of player for their need of how they're going to run the team, that are able to look at him and say, this guy is coachable for what I'm looking for. You know, typically.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you because I'm just going by the history of Washington, not the Dallas Cowboys, because I think the need, which I have, what y'all needs are, y'all going to find something. But I just look at the history, the dumb ass decision Washington did. It was many years ago when they got Corey Bacon, a guy who was over the hill, had one good year, and then they pick his ass up.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you picking up? And I don't like this wide receiver they pick up. Why are we picking up Cowboys leftovers?
Oh,
stop it.
Michael Gallup.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he may be better shape because his mind wasn't right when he left the NFL.
He had a whole year off, Momo.
He didn't really trust the knee. And that's what I had heard, that he was saying that he was afraid to just kind of let it rip. He just felt like it was going to give. That's not to say that he's going to be anything. And it's worth a shot.
Yeah, I ain't saying shit. We had Miles Austin at one point, so let me shut up.
DeMarco Murray?
But Miles was worse than DeMarco.
Oh,
yeah. You brought in Miles Austin?
Yeah, they had. Just like Washington had Calvin Hill one time. Yeah, why are you going to
the Eagles had Miles Austin?
Cleveland then, wasn't it? Damn. I didn't realize he went to Mr. Rubber Band.
He used to be, didn't he used to be on those coaching staff too?
Yeah, I was gonna say he was on our coaching staff when Doug was Doug and Frank Wright.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't know. Come on, Mark, you knew that.
I'm getting old and forgetful, man.
No way. Oh, okay, sorry, but yeah, shit, it wasn't fun.
Well, here's where I think it's the Michigan cornerback William Johnson. Some people seem to think that there goes Derek at that peanut butter and jelly sandwich, throwing that mother humper down. That we're looking at him, or at least people are saying that that's where the Cowboys are going on. I don't want to get a cornerback in the first round. I need a guy that's going to be an impact player day one, and I don't think you get that from a cornerback.
No, I think that's a wide receiver or a running back for a player that's going to make an impact.
Yeah, and I don't see that as my thing with when everybody says don't get Genty because that's kind of like the icing on the cake after you've got the line and stuff together. I look at a D-back the same way. if you don't have a fearsome front line, that DB's not going to be that much of a punch. If I know I can run on your defense, I ain't throwing the football. So how is getting a cornerback helping you? Anybody else?
You know, everybody saying don't get Genty. Everybody saying don't get Genty. Get Genty. Don't listen. Don't listen to people that saying don't get Genty.
Well, right now I don't see any running backs that I can say,
no, you get Genty.
They saying
it worked out for us just fine.
Okay, wait. I just want to put out there that last week, and you guys remember last week we broached this, and that's like drafting for a need, a position for need, or the best available.
Can't be any worse than Miles Sanders.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're gonna draft a running back. I feel like
I don't think Miles Sanders
that's why. That's why they didn't sign Rico.
I don't even think Miles Sanders will make the team. I mean, Dalvin Cook, he played like 2 plays, and then you haven't heard of him since. So what makes you think Miles Sanders is going to come in and be impactful?
He's only guaranteed like $120,000. He ain't making the team.
Yeah, basically guaranteed money with all the contracts we did, I think is only like $7.5 million.
Oh.
Yeah.
So these are all guys that are expendable that if you find something better. And you still have $38 million plus the money that'll come back with Micah's contract.
Okay, wait. So Derek, you expect are you saying that draft pick was going to be a first round draft pick?
I mean, I don't know, but it's going to be in the first 3 rounds, I believe.
Well, yeah, because they wouldn't running backs in this draft. They're all good running back. You don't have to pick Genty to have a good running back. You really don't.
You know, like I told Game Time Brian the other night. If Genty is there, you get him. Stop listening to the devil in disguise. Hot damn it. Damn. Y'all listen to all these
So what's your biggest need? What's the Cowboys' biggest need, Thomas?
That's a good question. Yeah.
That's a good question.
Running back for
running back ain't the biggest need.
Thomas, what in your opinion, what is the number one need for the Dallas Cowboys? Do you want pick one to go that first round pick for what?
That's hard.
You pick Banks and you put the other guy we drafted last year on the right side. That's your offensive line. Then you can get a running back after that.
No, if Genty is there, you get him and you go on from there.
I'm asking, what's your biggest need?
Yeah, so are you saying running back is the biggest?
Hold on, you said Genty got miles on him.
Yes, sir. Got too many miles on him.
You haven't even started his pro career yet. What are you talking about, Edwin?
I'm talking about they ran him all 4 years, man. You know what mileage is.
What the hell are you talking about? He got miles on him. His pro career
we need an offensive line, man.
There you go. There you go. You listen to them devils again.
Oh no, I'm not religious.
Listen to these devils that are dressed in sheep. Stop listening to these devils, dude.
Hey, Thomas, what he's saying that he ran the ball a lot. He got a lot of touches on the ball. Yes, and what he's saying is that now he's going to the NFL. He could be sore, and then maybe and the first 2 years he might be. After 2 years, he might not be the same running back. That's all he's saying.
That's all I'm saying.
He at least got 4 because they ran Zeke to death in college, and Zeke had 4.
Yeah.
So he at least gonna have 4.
Just don't sign him to a mega deal.
Not like they did Gentry. Gentry was the main offense for that team, though.
And they did the same thing to Emmitt Smith when he was at the University of Florida in high school, and he's the all-time leading rusher. So you can't come with me with that.
When did they draft Emmitt Smith?
You can't come with me with that bullshit. I'm sorry.
When did they draft Emmitt Smith?
You cannot come with me with that.
When did they draft Emmitt Smith?
And I saw Emmitt play in Florida. I saw him play every Florida.
I got Cowboys fans eating up Cowboy fans right now.
When did they draft Emmitt Smith?
This is the barbershop from Coming to America.
When did they draft Emmitt Smith?
He was drafted in 90.
I did say Martin Luther King.
What round of the draft? What round of the draft? He wasn't no first round draft pick.
Was that Emmett?
Yeah. He wasn't no first round draft pick.
Get up the Zoom show. Get up the Zoom show.
Look it up.
Go.
Look it up.
Go. Emmett was drafted in the first round, dude. Get off the Zoom show.
Hey, Google. What round was Emmitt Smith drafted in?
First round, 17th pick.
Thomas. This is generally stats for college.
The 1990 NFL
This is
draft.
college.
The 17th
This is his
overall
college stats. He had
17th
374
pick.
carries. He had 2,600 yards, 29 touchdowns, average 7 point per carry. So he had almost 400 carries in his college career.
Play with it.
I mean, no, that one year he had 374 carries.
What are y'all scared of?
I'm just saying. And he didn't play 4 years in college, by the way. He didn't play 4 years in college.
I wouldn't want y'all in the foxhole with me because y'all scared. Y'all scared as of getting me killed.
No, I'm not scared. I don't care.
I don't want you in the foxhole with me.
Thomas, I don't care either way. You just passionate over this guy, and all I'm saying is, Thomas, just listen to me. Listen to me, Thomas. So you getting too much. In 2024, Gently had 374 carries. In 2023, he had 220 carries. In 2022, he has 156 carries. So what I'm saying that he carried the ball maybe close to 700 times in 3 years. That's a lot of carries on the running back.
We're not cheering for the same team, dude.
300 years.
People in Washington. We're not cheering for the same team.
I get that. You can yell at me. I'm a Washington fan. I get it. I don't know what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that he got close to 700 carries in 3 years. That's a lot of carries.
You need to be worried about Washington.
No. I'm worrying about your health right now. I love you, Thomas.
No.
Can we hug it out? Can we hug it out?
You can't hug me, dude. I don't want that Washington stink on me.
I'm just trying to hug it out. I
don't want that Washington dog shit on me.
Oh man!
All I'm saying, Thomas, I understand you want him. All I'm saying that he has close to 700 carries in 3 years. That's all. That's all I said.
So,
do you see what Momo is doing right now to you, Thomas? Thomas,
I know. I ain't
Genty is the beautiful girl in the corner.
He need to go out on the porches and get mad at people walking across the sidewalk.
No.
Genty is the beautiful girl. Genty is the beautiful girl in the corner smiling at you. And as you walking over there, Momo is telling you she got herpes. That's what this is. Okay, she got herpes. Don't go over there.
Let me tell you something.
Oh my God! What's the first year?
Mark, there's your testimony right there. Ain't God good? Mark, he just demonstrated what kind of environment you created. There you go.
I created
you
that.
You brought this together, dog.
How did I create that?
Yeah, I ain't thinking about Momo's grumpy ass.
You created this world, Mark. So you did good, bro.
I don't know.
Thank you. Good. I ain't grumpy, Mark.
This is funny.
Thomas,
man.
I just tell the truth.
All right.
Man.
Thomas, I'm not grumpy. I just tell the truth. You just don't want to hear what I have to say.
Okay, so here are the draft picks for you.
Yeah, you mad at everybody.
I'm not mad. Thomas, I can show you in my life. I ain't mad at nothing because I got better things to be mad about. I mean, I'm not mad at this world because I live a full life. If I die today, if I die today, my family be well taken care of. So I'm not mad at nothing in this world. I'm just on here enjoying y'all company. All I'm saying is that when you have in today's NFL, they don't value running backs like that anymore. That's all I'm saying.
We do.
Until the last year.
Yeah.
Don't. Hey, I don't take my. I see. Don't be co-signing my name to that shit. Hell no.
But here's the thing: the last two running backs that we drafted high have had success. DeMarco Murray and Ezekiel Elliott. So I think that we get also Genty.
And you had longevity with him too, and you had him for a while. What up, Aisha?
So, I mean, I figure, what do we got to lose by signing Alshon Genty at this point?
Well, is the remember now? The original question was, and I was asking Thomas. So, in his opinion, the number one pick should go to a running back, Genty,
if he's there.
That so is that
all I'm saying is if he's there,
get him.
You got to take him. I'm sorry.
So running back is your biggest need in your mind.
No, we got a lot of needs.
So then you're just
necessarily the biggest need that we had when we drafted him.
If you let him go by, you got to take.
You're drafting for best available.
Yeah, we got a lot of holes.
Like,
that's why I'm like, that's a tough question.
So we get what we can get, and then try to fill those holes.
Y'all didn't give him a chance to break it down. Yeah, if he's there, you take him, and once you take him, that's when you go to work and draft for needs.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, best available, and then
Thomas.
And then everything else.
I really like you, and I think you like me. I think you like me too. We gonna do a podcast together. I'm gonna have you on my podcast. Two grumpy old men yelling and screaming at each other. We gonna do that. I gotta get my boy Thomas up there.
Bro, that sounds like some elementary. I like you, and you like.
We're gonna have a Tyson and Roy Jones rematch or something.
Not gonna work, dude.
Damn.
Hey, Thomas. And Thomas. Thomas.
That's all I gotta do is just nudge, Mark.
End of the day, it's no hate. It's all love here.
We got
Thomas.
game time.
There's no hate. It's all love here.
Yeah. All you gotta do
game
is
time's coming in hot.
Look who's in the house.
I'm muting you.
Game time, Brian.
Hey, what's up, gang time?
There he is.
I don't feel the love in this room no more.
Hey, game time.
Oh man! Shout out to We the Ones, man. He actually sent me an email that wasn't an email, a hater's email.
Hey, Thomas.
And he's an Eagle fan as well as a channel member.
Hey,
what did he say?
Hey, Lloyd Cowboys.
Everybody. I'm sorry. I heard something burning. I smelled something burning. What's going on?
Hey,
good though, right?
We're just having a good time, just talking about football.
Yeah, you missed it. We talking about
game time,
women,
bro.
herpes.
You missed the barbershop.
Leah, what happened? I just came in too. What happened?
Yeah, you missed the barbershop from Coming to America.
Oh
yeah, well, I did. Well,
oh my God,
Gold Glow earlier.
Well,
Mark,
you know what I hope doesn't happen. Listen,
yeah,
the way
I did see Martin Luther the King. I did.
The way rumors have been going around, about the Cowboys are going to do this, the Cowboys are going to do that. I hope nobody picks it up and says that they heard that Genty has herpes. I heard people talking about that Adrian Genty, that he's got herpes. Okay,
listen, all due respect.
That's not what they said, Game Time. It's just you got to understand, Mark. Is just that Mark. That's not fair because Game Time wasn't here.
Yeah, I'm out in the law. I don't. And we talk about what we talk about on my
game time. I'm with you. I'm in a loop too. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm just gonna be on record as somebody who's never had herpes. I can care less. Put a little ointment on it and hand them the damn ball.
No. You got game time. You gotta let Derek J. Derek,
if you could refresh everybody.
Oh, that shit was so
Let's
funny.
get it going.
I was using an what is it? An analogy?
A metaphor.
Yeah,
that's a metaphor. So
I can come up with other things that could make them drop. But hey, herpes.
No. This was dope. It was funny as hell. Go ahead, tell me.
So I don't know. It can't be explained really, but Thomas wanted Genty and he was rooting for him, and Momo was like, "You don't want him. He ain't gonna get him." Momo called Genty basically a new used car, with a lot of miles. Basically, I use the metaphor that, hey, Genty is basically the beautiful girl in the corner, smiling at Thomas. And as Thomas is on his way over there, Momo is like, she got herpes.
Oh God! Yes, I could see it trying to sabotage him.
Yeah. She got 3 kids. You don't want to go over there.
Listen, I can't say
she got a baby daddy that just got out of jail.
Listen, I can't say what we would normally call that, us guys, because I don't want to offend anybody. But basically, he's trying to block somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't be blocking anybody. But yeah.
But let's get it straight. I didn't start that debate over getting gently. It was Edwin who said in the beginning. I just co-signed what Edwin was saying.
Momo, I was talking to Mark this morning. He called me and we were talking, and my fear with the Cowboys is, and again, like we keep hearing somebody. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's Aisha.
Somebody's got something on the background.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Aisha, because it was really loud in my ear. What you don't want to do is get caught up into getting cute. I don't know like where any of you guys sit. I thought I heard Thomas say if he's there, you got to take him. If Genty's there, you have to take him.
Thank you.
He is not.
Momo, stop cock blocking, dude.
Be nice, guys. Be nice. Got ladies in here. But yeah, if he's there, you have to take him. And I disagree. I was talking to Mark because I was upset at Nate Newton early in the week on one of the podcasts, the DallasCowboy.com podcast. And I'm curious to see what Derek thinks of this because I want a different opinion. He said that Dallas wasn't ready, Derek. He said Dallas wasn't ready for Genty. Now, I go back to the 90s, right? When we drafted Emmett,
yeah,
we were not ready for Emmett. If by Nate Newton's logic, our offensive line was in flux in 1990. Nate Newton had been cut by the Washington Redskins the year prior, right? He was cut. We had Mark Tuinei that was making the transition from defensive tackle to offensive tackle. We had holes all along that offensive line, and we weren't quote unquote ready for Emmitt Smith. So I disagree with Nate Newton. Like Derek, if Genty's there, are you taking him, or do you think we should wait because we're not there on our offensive line?
Yeah, I'm cool with taking him. I believe
herpes or no herpes.
If he falls to 12, he is the best player available, and he's also a need.
Again,
if he falls to 12.
Especially with the new philosophy that they want to run the ball, right? You went out and get a run game guru out of who makes average linemen, below average linemen to a top 3 running game in the NFL. Now, obviously, let's keep in mind that they had a running quarterback, right? So that's going to skew the numbers a little bit. But still, we're going to make an effort. Now, I would tell you, and I know this is not a sexy pick, if it's not going to be Genty and Genty's gone, maybe we should circle back to the offensive line again and get maybe a Tyler Booker or somebody nasty to help and just get better like in the trenches. But do not go away from Genty.
Okay. Yes. I just want to ask you this.
Go ahead.
I just want to ask you
sorry,
this.
That was my soliloquy, and then I'll be quiet.
Okay, game time. I want to ask you this. I really want to ask you this. Because a lot of times quarterbacks in this league, they get paid a lot of money. So wouldn't you want, because you're paying somebody and you handing the ball off to somebody and having this huge running game, so his ability, he's not going to be throwing the ball as much. Owners is paying all these money for these quarterbacks for all this money. You want them to earn their keep, right?
Yes,
I would think.
Well, I got some exciting. Yeah, I got.
Yes.
I have exciting news for like our Cowboys fans in here.
Exciting news!
I was talking to Mark about it. Don't get carried away with Paris Campbell, but listen to what Paris Campbell had to say. I don't know if Paris Campbell said that the coach of the Cowboys was on the phone with him for over a half an hour. He called him personally and recruited him to Dallas. Now, I'm not getting into the Paris Campbell, is he going to set the world on fire? I'm not on that train. But what I am on the train of is Brian Schottenheimer and what he's going to call. He said he was excited. The guys in the room are excited about Dallas is going to start running those long drag routes again, those over routes, those long, crossing routes that have been taken out of our playbook for the over the last 4 or 5 years under McCarthy. Everything is a dink and dunk. If you guys know, everything is you throw the ball at the line of scrimmage and try and run. I like the fact. Now, it's scary because that means Dak's going to be holding on to the ball, but Dak loves those routes, those big crossing routes, those big over routes. To me, that's exciting that my head coach is on the phone recruiting the talent. Whether we think Paris Campbell's good or not, that's besides the point. He took the time. He's a people person. I'm excited about that. Is everybody not excited about a coach? He doesn't feel like he's above a player. And he can motivate.
I am with you 100% on that one, because I feel like, one, you're going to get something different. Now, as far as the offensive line, everybody's like, you got to go ahead and take care of the offensive line. It would be great to help Dak. But Dak is one of those guys that's really good under pressure. That's where I think you really need those offensive weapons. Give Dak another legitimate threat to help open up and spread the field, because I think that would help the running game, because now – you got 2 legitimate targets. That's just me. And for Nathan Newton, I'm going to tell Nathan Newton, shut the fuck up. Because here's what's funny about the idea about Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith was drafted in 1990. The team went 7-9, okay, after
Bingo.
the year of being ass. He ended up the team rushed 23rd in rushing in the NFL. And got 1,500 yards and averaged 3.8 yards a carry. So he took his knocks in, and Emmitt only averaged 3.9 yards a carry that rookie year.
Right.
So what what the fuck are you talking about? Were the Cowboys ready for Emmitt Smith?
Yeah, exactly. And that's all. I just want everybody to say that we need to stick to the board. I'm afraid of the draft. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be very critical of this team. I just did a mock draft 2.0 before I hopped on here. I'll probably release it sometime tonight. And the results aren't necessarily exciting to me necessarily, but this is what could possibly happen with the rumors that I'm hearing. So make sure you check it out. But yeah, I'm worried about the draft, guys. We need to get back to taking best available, and there's no surprise that we have dropped off. Obviously injuries, but we haven't drafted up to our standard. We just haven't in the last 3 years.
Momo, how you like Michael Gallup on your team?
He said he didn't want the Cowboys trash.
He's muted right now.
He said he loves them, man. He said him and his one knee.
Washington always taking Dallas's leftovers.
Yeah, going back to Dwayne Thomas.
I'm rooting for the kid. I'm rooting for the kid, but not against us. I like Michael Gallup. I do. I don't know why he retired, but that's a little concerning.
He lost the of the game for a little bit.
Well, again, once that happens, though, it's at that level. It's hard to get it back, man. It's very hard to just turn it 60.
He just didn't trust the knee. This is what Uncle Phil, Philip, Dak's uncle, said. That he had told me. He said, Phil, I just don't feel like I can let it rip. I don't know if it's psychological or if it's actually, not quite there. And that is a real thing. When you have a major injury, I know with my knee, even now, I get a little twinge. You reach for it and you think about that sucker giving. And after having that ACL torn, if he never really felt like, because you looked at him and it was kind of like, he's not really jumping and really going all out on these things, and that could have been a fear factor of it.
Yeah,
or the knee maybe was just not the same. Now, maybe another year off and everything else, you start getting the trust back. Or maybe it's just not there and he's just going to get a quick paycheck. I don't know.
Rooting for him on a personal level, but obviously as a Cowboy fan, Momo, but I don't want him to rediscover the fountain of youth. It is what it is. But that's just me. Hey, good luck to the man. And Yeah, no hard feelings. We let him go. He, if it was up to him, he probably would have stayed. So.
Oh, I definitely think he wanted to come back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my personal opinion, the Gallup pickup is like me finding a $10 bill and I realize it's a dollar bill. That's what it seems like to me. That's what it is to me.
Let me just tell you, man. Like Michael Gallup made some of the most incredible catches in recent history. He is the king of the toe drag swag on the sideline. You need a clutch first down. You need guys like Michael Gallup. Now I don't know where he's at, but Momo, if he's anywhere close to where he was before the knee, that's going to help you, man. Especially on third down when you got a quarterback that's biding his time, and it's hard to cover these guys for any length of time. So I would say I would be optimistic about it.
I'm very optimistic, but.
Yeah, that's all.
I just know the history of getting Cowboy players. I just don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. Yeah, but if he can get close to that, he's gonna make some, big catches for you. That's all. So.
A whole bunch of Cowboy players led you to the NFC Conference Championship last year.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about before that. I'm looking at the history, the Dwayne Thomas, the Calvin Hills. I hate. I'm going back in history on how I grew up and history of Cowboy players coming there that was washed up.
Well, maybe this is different.
Maybe we'll see.
We'll see. As well.
I don't want to get nobody no herpes. Tell nobody they got herpes no more. So I'm good.
Oh man, that was good. I'm gonna rewind that back and listen to it like 5 times.
There you go.
That was fun. I don't know, man.
My stomach was hurting. It was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you for that, Derek.
Oh man. With that, y'all did sound like the barbershop on Coming to America though. Yeah. That was
I did meet Martin Luther the King.
That was beautiful. But I'm okay as far as free agents. I'm glad we got Osa back. I'm glad Dante Fowler is coming back. I'm a little upset that Jordan Lewis is not here. Everybody else, I'm like, let's wait and see what they do. I still want a veteran wide receiver.
Yeah, I want somebody off the box ready to go.
Yeah. So that's, however we get them, trade, sign one of these other free agents that's out here, I'll be all right with it. But we need a better wide receiver.
Can I defend myself being a Cowboy fan? I'm saying I like Genty if he goes to the Cowboys, but I think we get better pieces like a wide receiver. It's some more good running backs in that draft. We can get like them boys from Ohio State. They're not shabby.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think if I want Genty is there because I think he is. If he's there, I think he's far above the rest. But I think if we miss out on him and get another one, get a running back in the second or third round, we'll be good with that.
Here's my thing. Y'all guys, all Cowboy fans, y'all think y'all want to move up on the draft?
No. If anything, I would like to move. I would like to move down to 18, maybe.
Yeah.
And pick up 18 and 50. Pick 50, and we'll have 4 picks in the top 100.
Yeah. What's up, Tommy?
I move down before I move up.
What's up, Tommy T? What's your question?
If he's on the board, I'm taking him.
Yeah.
But only the generational talent is sitting there.
I don't think he'll be on the board, though. I think there's 2 teams that'll grab him.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be there either, but we're saying if he is.
If he is, you take him.
Yeah, grab him.
You have to be,
that's what
you
I
have
was
to be
saying.
ready to move.
Now, for the sake of arguments,
I was saying if he's there, you snag his ass.
That's all.
I agree.
Yeah, definitely. But shake. I mean, I don't know this. I know that Shedeur Sanders stock is starting to drop. I don't know because he's dropping. That's for the sake of arguments. If he's there with the Cowboys pick him, in the second round?
No, I'd rather.
He's not making it past 3. No.
No, I'm saying for the sake of arguments, if that happens,
don't think
because it has happened in the past.
He may, if he doesn't go to the Giants, he's going to the Jets, so he won't make it past 3.
He's the quarterback. He'll get overvalued.
Who go to the Giants?
North Sanders.
Oh, you just hit on the nail, Brian. Just hit on the nail.
That's what we do, Thomas. That's what we do.
Yo, we might get Sanders.
Tommy. Wow. Yeah. That's a whole nother conversation, bro.
You just hit on the nail, Brian. If he don't go to the Giants, he's going right around the back to the Jets.
And it just makes too much sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
wait, didn't
quarterback team needed?
What were the 2 teams? Didn't Deion say he's not going to be on 2 teams? It was the Browns and somebody.
He didn't specify.
Might have been the Giants.
I don't think he wants him to go to the Giants. I really don't think he wants to go to the Giants.
Tommy T, I think sometime in the next 4 years, if not longer. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just answering a question. Just to give you the short answer, maybe in the next 4 years.
But now all these
I mean, not in the next 4 years. Sorry.
All these clickbaits I've been seeing lately about Jerry Jones. I wish people stop putting this out that Jerry Jones is the new GM. I wish they stopped doing that.
The new GM.
He ain't going nowhere.
What are you talking about?
There was that I forgot the guy's name who's doing things in the background. I guess Jerry gave him a little leeway.
Oh,
the guy.
Will McClay.
Yeah, Will McClay. And I've been hearing that he's going to be the new GM. These clickbaits I've been seeing.
I think he will be when Jerry retires or when Jerry's gone.
They did something. I remember hearing something about that.
Well, Mark was talking about a position, a realignment of things, the way the succession rate would go, right, Mark?
Well, I think it's already kind of happened.
Okay,
I agree. I would agree on Mark.
Yeah,
I think Will's staying here because he knows when Jerry's gone that's where he'll be because Steven's probably promising it to him.
First of all, you got now Stephen Jones's title has changed to
that's it. Yeah,
co-owner and COO. It used to be executive
and he's
VP.
doing all the interviews now.
Yeah, you've only seen Jerry at the press conference for
twice.
He's only been there twice since Mike McCarthy's been fired. That's kind of crazy.
Normally we get him once a week at least.
Well, we get him for an hour on the bus at the combine.
Yeah.
You remember that was where he was talking about we're going all in and everything last year. That literally, set off a lot of discontent with Cowboy fans. So, yeah.
But wasn't that? Didn't you prove that was sort of kind of a misconstrued statement, right? It got a bit.
You know what? Everything is always going to be shaded, so it sounds. You can take anything out of context. I don't think that D. Law was actually throwing shade at the Cowboys directly and saying they'll never win one. I think he was actually saying, "I'm here.
He'll never win.
I'll never win one with the Cowboys. So I'm here."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he wasn't lying
because I'm out.
You can't win on a team that you're not on. And I swear you hear the cameraman tell him that, hey, you're not here. And then he says, yeah, because I'm here.
So here's a next question I'd like to ask all Cowboy fans. Have they got a second quarterback yet? Or are they not looking for someone backup?
I know the Giants signed James Winston.
Will Greer.
I heard they was looking at this guy named Momo.
Yeah. ass.
I do want to ask this question.
Joe Milton.
Because I hear how you guys listen, Mark. I hear how all y'all talking, and I hear this cautious optimism coming. It's nice to have y'all back because But how much are you guys putting on the coaching staff too? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel about the quality of it? Because again, I think the thing that would beyond the talent that you guys have just acquired and will acquire through the draft, if your coaching staff ain't where you know what I'm saying? So how do you guys feel about that? Because we just went through it.
I'm actually all right with it for the most part. After I had to grow on it, though. It had to grow on me because I wasn't happy in the beginning. But I've actually started to like it. I've gone through all their interviews. I actually did a reaction to all their interviews. And, man, they're all preaching the same sentiments. So they're all coming out with a joint message that they all are saying. So they sound like they're all together and they're building relationships with the players. Just have to see how it actually turns out. It's still a question mark until we see the product, but
right.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say
that I think Shotty's gonna do a damn good job. I really do. I think
very good opportunity for that.
Yeah.
I think he's actually going to be given the opportunity to run the team the way he wants it to be run, as opposed to what they did with Mike McCarthy.
You know what? And I think that's the reason why I think he'll do. That's the reason why I think he'll do a good job because he's not going to have Jones to get in his way. And if you listen, all the coaches that has coached under Jerry has always gotten the damn way.
Yeah,
and that's
even with Bill Parcells.
That's the reason why the coaches.
Yeah.
Except for Slick Willie, Slick Bill Parcells, except for him. But other than that, you know, he has gotten in these coaches' way, and you know, and I guess you know, Jerry figured, well, damn, I don't fucked up all these coaches' careers by getting in the way. I'm gonna hire this young kid. Let's see what he can do. I'm not gonna get in the way. And then plus, he come from a strong bloodline.
I wonder if it's by decision though, or if his children are kind of pushing it.
You know, if you remember his dad,
I wonder if he's doing it on his own, or if his children are pushing for it.
Pushing for what?
Because the process has changed this year. I agree with. I don't know if y'all heard of AOC, Attack on Cowboys, but the process
I know
AOC has gone about has changed this year. It's different. Yeah, the process we've gone through this offseason and free agency has been different so far. Good, bad, and different for who we've gotten. We have never signed our players before free agency hit. And then we actually signed players day 1, day 2, and day 3 of free agency. Now, so be it, they're not the stars of the ball, but they are depth.
You like the activity.
Because if our stars do go down, we need these depth pieces because we saw last year when our stars go down that the depth wasn't there, wasn't adequate, and we couldn't compete. Now, we still need a backup QB because if that goes down, are we in the same boat as last year? But
I think we're gonna get a backup QB. I'm not even worried about that. Because it's too many quarterbacks out there that are free agents that hasn't been picked up yet.
I just hope Dak stays healthy. That's my man. I want him to stay healthy, just in case.
He's gonna stay healthy. You know, all them folks somehow he gonna injure his hamstring again. They can kiss my black ass.
I think he's gonna not run very much, but as long as we got the O-line to protect for him and a running game behind him and some stars to let him get the ball out too, I think that's a good recipe. Dak ain't having to throw the ball 40 times a game.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, see, that's part of the problem. And that's why you can't get separation. If you can't run the ball and be physical, or at least, you know, have that dimension, you know, they know what you're doing about.
Yeah, we
every
need
time.
to run the ball.
So,
this is the thing that scares me about what you guys are saying about Dak. The reason why Dallas drafted Dak Prescott, what ultimately got them to draft him, and I just listened to a Jason Garrett, Coach Clapp. You know, he basically walked through the whole process of the war room about what, you know, why they decided to draft Dak. He was pushing for Dak, you know, Coach Clapp, and when they had Connor Cook rated ahead of him and Paxton Lynch. And there was multiple guys. But finally, he's like, yo, what sold them was Dak's ability to escape and use his mobility to then deliver the ball downfield. What do we remember early on in Dak's career?
he
On
would
the
escape
move,
and make
when
plays.
everything broke down, he extending plays and killing you. right?
He was great at it.
And then we Romanized them, or should I say Bradyized them, made them stay in the pocket.
Again, it's fine to get better pocket passing skills because you can't live solely on that. But what makes Dak special is his mobility. So he needs to get back to that. That doesn't mean, you're calling design runs like they do for Jalen. Jalen's a different cat than Dak, and Dak has had an injury that requires, people forget, Dak's leg requires manipulation every day of his life until the day he stops. In order for him to walk, let alone run, he has to have constant therapy on that fractured leg. It was a compound fracture. It's not good. Look at Conor McGregor. Look at all those guys who had those same compound fractures that sometimes never come back again. So that's going to be the key, man. We need him to be a little bit more mobile, extend the play. And if he can do that, well, he's going to be fine. But it's too early to tell. We're going to have to see.
Well, that needs to happen, but I saw the same thing happen with Romo.
Romo wasn't as stout as him, though. Romo never.
Yeah, I get that. But,
yeah.
I look at the league today and how it's evolved. You have to be able to do both, or at least be consistent and have balance doing both. So I don't know how many times we see a quarterback, there's been quite a few. There's quite a few. Look at the quarterbacks that are out there. They're running more than they used to, a lot. A lot of things are designed that way. You can't just have it one way, I think.
Well, the evolution of the quarterback.
Exactly.
You have to have the threat of a running. Somebody's going to run. You just so the defense could be on their toes, and you have to have that in this league today.
Mm-hmm. And you guys have
lacking big time.
And you guys have yet to see what kind of quarterback y'all got coming back to you, because this is all post injury, right? And then you have an injury last season.
He'll be okay.
The hamstring. Yeah, he'll be all right.
Didn't it rip off the bone?
Yeah, they said it tore off the bone.
Smith.
Yeah, the same thing. I think Mark always talk about his offensive lineman had the same injury, but I think it's totally different than a quarterback. For me, it is.
Well,
I would say
at the end of the day, I'm saying he's coming off of
offensive tackle. Because an offensive tackle.
I think the position at tackle might be harder
because you're engaging somebody who is 280 pounds coming like a bull, and you've got to plant and drop that sucker, and you're going to have more stress than you will as a quarterback.
Just the weight of that player and the weight of the oncoming player alone makes it, because he's going to be a much bigger person than the quarterback.
Every single play that tackle is
but here's the thing: people tolerance of pain is different.
Yeah, you had a guy who literally just had his ankle severed. Okay, you don't think that guy's already been through some pain?
I'm not saying that he's not be pain. What I'm saying that during the course of the season, his tolerance of pain might not be the same he did 2 years ago or 4 years ago. I'm just saying, older you get, your tolerance of pain goes down.
Yeah, that's an unknown thing to me, though, because we never know what someone else's tolerance is. It could be good, could be bad. But it could have.
I'm 63 years old. My tolerance of pain has dwindled over the years.
Bro, I'm in pain every single day. I got to the point where I just ignore it. It's like this.
I'm with you, Mark.
Okay?
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
It's like this. So, people say, how's your knee doing? Because people know I've had 6 knee operations, right?
Yep.
And then I think about it. It's like, oh, shit, that motherfucker's hurting today.
Yep, that's exactly how I feel, too.
I literally, I rolled over in bed, and all of a sudden I heard, pow. My wife was like, what the hell was that? I was like, oh, that's my knee. I'm just used to it. You just
yes, of course.
Of course. Don't faze me any. But, again, everybody's a little bit different. Some people, you get stung by a mosquito and it's the end of the world.
Yeah. Or somebody pick up some, younger folks who don't work much and they end up picking up 20 pounds. Oh, this is too heavy, because they don't do work. If you're not used to something, doing something on a regular basis, your pain difference is going to be different than somebody else who does it on a regular basis who do this. I'm just saying that I think Dak will be fine, but I think I really do need a quality quarterback, second or third.
Look, here's the reality. There is nobody out there that if Dak Prescott goes down that's going to take us to a Super Bowl. And quite frankly, here's the thing that doesn't make any sense to me. Why not just go ahead and bring Trey Lance back? You already invested a draft pick for him, right? It's not like you're going to have to pay him $5 million this year. At least he's been here and you know what you got. Who out there?
Wayne Flacco available?
Huh?
Flacco's available, right?
Who?
I heard that they, when they offered Trey Lance, that his management turned it down.
Well, okay.
Now, I don't know if that's true, but I heard that.
Okay.
But isn't Flacco available?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been saying that too.
Yeah, I said that, Drew. Hey, Drew. Hey, Mark. I think someone banned Drew or muted him or something. You might want to check that.
On which channel?
The Mark Holmes channel, the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. Your channel.
He said your channel. He's streaming on too, though. I think.
Oh, okay. Not the cookie one.
I was seeing
Hey, Leo.
Hey, Aisha.
You better take care of Ojo Labby. I ain't clean.
Oh, hey, listen, yeah, we've got some things that we need to do, but yeah, I'm excited about having him. I'm excited about the whole Georgia tie-in and stuff like that,
I just like taking our players.
Hey, keep not paying them. Keep underappreciating them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we appreciate them. So I'm excited.
I was seeing over here, Drew was saying that Michael Gallup was part of those stacked teams that Dak Prescott had. He had one good year. He had one good year his sophomore year where he was over 1,000 yards. After that year, it was 800, and then it was back down
now I
to
can
400s.
see, Drew. It says, "Can you see me, Dak?" Nothing. Drew's back. Thank you, Mark. Drew's back.
I didn't do anything to help get him back.
Yes. Oh, well, someone must have unmuted him or
unplayed. He might have got himself a snacky snack and then came back.
Oh,
because he wasn't blocked. Yeah. I went through and I looked, wasn't. But we can block him.
Okay. Yeah. He texted me.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What else y'all got to add to this conversation? Anybody else with any sexually transmitted diseases?
No. But
my cold is clean, in case y'all wondering.
Hey,
oh, how did it go, Derek? It went well?
It went good. The prep was the hardest crap. I threw up in the morning time. Yeah.
That drink, that
your colonoscopy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mine. I guess a couple. I guess when I guess years ago now.
Huh?
Yeah, your colonoscopy.
Yeah, I got it like 2 weeks ago. Week and a half ago.
I didn't like drinking that stuff, Derek. That was the hardest thing.
Yeah,
that's the hardest thing for me too.
And how it happened for me was, there was a holiday, so I started fasting. Because you can't eat anything, and then you had to drink all that crap. And then I realized it was a holiday, so I had to wait an extra day. I went like 36 hours without eating. I was dying.
Oh, no. I'm going to tell you. Right. Actually, I was getting on keto the last time I got one. And so I fasted the day before that, and it made life so much easier. Yeah, you're hungry, but you didn't have a whole lot that you didn't spend the whole time in the bathroom.
It was easy. Yeah. I was starving, though.
It was quick in a hurry in the recovery room. You in there so quick.
And then they get you up out of there. They say, "Hey, you ready to go?" Like as soon as you wake up, "Hey, how you doing? Wake up! Hey, you ready to go?"
I literally woke up and grabbed my cell phone and shot a video.
Talking about, I can't even feel my arms right now. But they get you out of there quick as soon as you wake up.
Is your ride here, Derek? They ask you, "Is your ride here now?" You got somebody to take you home. The first thing they ask you.
Yeah. Well, the way they did it, they called my ride before I even woke up, so they had them out there ready. But But I went straight to Little Caesars. That was the best pizza I ever had in my life.
I don't see how that's even funny, Ultra.
Yeah, because I remember after I had mine, my sister was like, we had to witness across the street from the stadium.
What happened? What Ultra said?
It's just stupid.
What happened?
No,
what did you say?
This is the kind of stupid shit I literally talk about. Mark Holmes loves Dak's colonoscopy. What the fuck's that got to do with sorry.
Remember medication. Some of these folks need to be on medication, Mark. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. You all know Ultra Cowboy. What's up with Ultra Cowboy? So enough said on that subject.
You know, Leo.
Hey, Mark, look what Drew said.
Never agree on nothing, but that what you just said. I have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
About the medication thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. You know, birds of a feather flock together. Drew and Ultra. Come on, man. Stop. Y'all, you know what y'all act like? A bunch of stupid junior high school mother humpers. That's just stupid shit. Anyway.
I heard you watch pictures of Dak during your colonoscopy. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So here's the thing about people say things like that. Sometimes their life ain't the best, so they got to project that on somebody else. If they miserable, they want somebody else to be miserable. That's how I see things.
Here's the thing: it's a failure to realize. Let me say this: it's a failure to realize that when part of our problem, historically is that we do not talk about this, especially men. We do not talk about these type of things amongst ourselves. And the fact that it's actually happening, that's not what some people see. You see what I'm saying? That's not this is a greater good. Again, it's types of conversations that need to happen. And having them out front like this, it's a good thing. But for some folks, it's unnerving for them. You see what I'm saying? And this is the way they take it. They take the conversation in a different direction. Ridicule is ridicule and torment is their objective. So it's hard for them to see that something very good just happened here. On top of the laughs, you know what I'm saying? Because good God Almighty, this really was Coming to America barbershop for real.
Yeah, and that process of doing the prep before your colonoscopy is a tough one, but it's one that you only have to go through once every 5 to 10 years. 5 if you have family history, but 10 if you don't.
I have to do it every 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Wow.
I had 8 polyps the first time, and 2 of them that were over 2 centimeters.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I'm about due. That reminds me, I'm about due again. I got to get my physical.
Hey, what's going on?
I do mine 4 years from now.
But don't.
I had my first one in 2018 when I was 50.
Yep, I got. My dad passed away from colon cancer in 2014. So, family history, I was told to come back every 5 years. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So we've got colon cancer, colonoscopy, and herpes going on in here. It's just been a great day.
All brought to you by me. That's crazy.
Yeah, Derek.
Damn, Derek. And a peanut butter and jelly time.
Each one of those, Derek started it.
Yeah. Just make sure everybody takes your antibiotics. That's all I'm saying.
There you go. That's right.
Wash your hands.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get some final thoughts out of here from everybody.
Thanks, Drew.
Any other sexually transmitted diseases or ailments, feel free to air them out.
Yeah, I got Cowboys blue fever.
Oh, shit. We all got that.
I was just about to say I've been inhaling all this Super Bowl winning smoke right here. You see behind me. I hope you have another dream about me, Mark. I hope
Pause.
Pause. But I hope you do have another one with me riding on this train, sniffing this right here. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the Cowboys blue stock, bro.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
You know, I see you promise a lot of shit, and you never deliver on anything.
No. I prioritize things, and sometimes some things get knocked down in terms of priority.
Bro, if I had $1 for every time you said you were going to be doing something, I could go to the club and be Pac-Man Jones, man, and make it fucking rain.
Mark, let me ask you something.
What's that?
From seed to crop, how long do you think that takes?
Seed to crap.
Seed to crop.
Oh, crop. I thought you said
harvest and all that.
It takes a while and stuff. I know that, yeah. We've been talking about this for over a year.
No. Yeah. Well, you got to go from conversation to actual factual. You see what I'm saying? You got to breed.
Oh, no, but I thought we've been talking about getting together after the season, you and your partners.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we probably have to do something when we like for a game. We just couldn't get it done this past season. Yeah.
That's next season.
Yeah, we'll probably I'm figuring at some point we'll catch up with each other. Since we'll have something to plan, we'll have something to talk about.
That's like 5 months from now, bro.
Yeah, so we can, at some point.
Okay.
It's no rush, bro. Believe me, it's no rush.
All right.
No rush.
Okay. Anybody else have anything else going on?
The Eagles won the Super Bowl, and we're going to win again.
Literally anybody.
Happy anniversary. And we picked up a new player from the Giants, Ojulari.
You guys have got quite a few players that you like. No concerns?
So hard behind the scenes to make this a reality.
I got a.
I'm just looking forward to the draft and all, but I hope we do well.
Today. Yeah, I'm Leo,
I gotta say your Sixers suck though.
Yeah, well, listen, we're banged up right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, all the starters are out.
Anyway, yeah, it is what it is. We got we have to wait and see what happens with our squad, man. Again, the Eagles can ride their Super Bowl up until next Super Bowl, and that's cool. But once the season starts, it's full steam ahead, and the season for us starts now. So we need to, that's all. That's all it is. It's I'm excited about the different way our team is being put together and how it's run, but ultimately they have to get into training camp, stay healthy, and hopefully Dak's good to go. It would be nice to be able to just give them a game since the Eagles are so good. Yeah, we just want to be able to line up and give them some sort of game, to make it that way we just don't hand them the division, since it's a foregone conclusion, right, Leo?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
I'm tempted to say that I'm going to go to Philadelphia this year for a game. I'm tempted to say that.
Really?
Well, I tell you what, I've been to 2 Philly-Dallas games in Dallas, and both of them we got our teeth kicked in.
Real? Oh. Okay.
So
maybe better protect him.
Cooper went off on him.
Oh, if he comes up, he's good.
I'll say I'm debating that one. Okay. But I'm gonna need some serious protection around there, man.
Mark, you should meet Game Time Brian, so that way y'all can go together.
Where we going? Need to see.
To the Eagles game.
He wants to go. He wants to come up here. Game time.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem. I've been to many Eagles games. It doesn't bother me more.
See?
I'll go with you.
I told you it's not. You probably have a better time than you thought you would.
Again, it's not as bad. Again, it is what it is. You got to understand, what you're dealing with. But as long as you understand that you're going to be yelled at, you have to be able
thrown
to.
At you.
Yeah, you got to be able to laugh it off. But hey, listen, I'm always good to go to an Eagle game. Those are the games I like to go is when I have some people with me. So that's what's fun.
And Cowboys, I was gonna say, I give it to y'all. Y'all roll deep.
I don't have a problem with going to a game. I would love it, but
he's at 39 more runs.
But anyway, I gotta go, guys. I'm getting ready. I got a live stream at 8:00.
There you go.
All right, fellas.
I'm just getting ready to put out a members only video at 7. So any members, check it out. So all right, everybody, I am out. Mark, I'll talk to you, bro.
Peace out.
All right,
and we're gonna go ahead and get ready to roll on out of here too. I've been down enough times by Ultra. And
was Ultra talking about Dank Demas again?
Oh shit.
She put out a video saying, I got a butt in the front. We is doomed in society.
Leo.
Yes, ma'am.
I gotta say, those fat fries in Philly, they are good though.
Oh, you're gonna eat good. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely gonna eat good.
Cause we went to Philly to watch. We went to Philly to watch the baseball stadium and in the playoff, and it was good.
I just need what I need. What I need is I need for the schedule to hurry up and come out. That's what's going to be. That's what's going to be key for me. Huh?
In May.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's going to be the big thing for me is when the schedule comes out. See it, babe. Because then it helps to plan. Like my schedule too.
Leo, you lost a lot of your defense. What y'all gonna do now?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, it's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm more than okay with it, particularly since we have a number of players already. I like Jalix Hunt. You know what I'm saying? I like to see what we're going to get out of him. Dope that we got Zach Bond coming back. We like most of our defense is coming back. You still got Jordan and Jalen. You know what I'm saying?
You got a great front. And more than anything else, that makes everybody else better. That's what we
and our secondary too. I mean, with losing Avante and losing Slay, hey, we still got Quinion, we still got Cooper, we still got Reed, but then we also got Keely Ringo. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that these youngins who been on the team, you know what I'm saying, are going to get a chance to step up. You know what I'm saying? At least, and then let's see what we draft. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be. I'm interested. Like I can't wait to see how this works out for us. It's dope that we got AJ Dillon on the team. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. To add depth in the running back position because now, you know what I'm saying. That tells you. I can't wait to see what Jeff Stoutland does with the youngin we got from Texas in the trade for CJ Green, the offensive lineman. That's another project, just like Makai was. You know what I'm saying? And that's another dude. That's another cat we lost that went and got a bag. So
Makai went Hollywood on y'all.
Oh, hey, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay.
Yeah, you couldn't blame him, Leo.
Nah. He got the bag. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. I mean,
you couldn't blame him.
Yeah, it would have been really, really dope if we could have figured out a way to keep him, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? We got the youngin from the Texans, and it's another project.
I was talking to a couple of Eagle fans. They was pissed off about that contract that
with the chart. Yeah, I know. I was like, what the like?
A lot of the fans was mad. They was really mad at
at Howie.
At what's her name because he let him go.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing though.
They was really mad at him.
No. Let me tell you. That was a good thing for us letting them go, and let me tell you why. Because one, we have somebody that we can put in there. You know what I'm saying? And then two, what he would equate to in terms of from the compensatory equation, because Makai was a first round draft pick. You see what I'm saying? And so if we, so we could we can get Young there too. You know what I'm saying? We can also, because we got so many picks in the draft. So what if we drafted at least two new offensive linemen? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Maybe this is the draft.
Y'all had a lot of players to go to different teams this year.
Yeah, which is why we have a number of picks that we have in the next 2 years. You know what I'm saying? We're maxed out for the next 2 years, especially and 17 out of our 20 something picks are in the first 4 rounds. 17 in the next 2 years. So it's like, and we got a total of 20, I think, or 21. Whatever we're up there. You know what I'm saying? Letting CJ Gardner Johnson go and trading him for the youngin who's just basically like the same thing that Mekhi Becton was. Someone that the team looked at as a bust, offensive lineman. The kid is big. Okay. You know what I'm saying? What can we do with this one? You know what I'm saying? Give him the Jeff Stout.
Did y'all get anything for Slay?
No,
because y'all leaving and got picked up by Pittsburgh.
I think he may have counted on the I think, right, Mark? Slay big play Slay counts towards the equation, right?
It all depends on how much he got paid and if you sign anybody in comparable. So it goes by how much time they play. It's a complicated formula that they don't tell you exactly, but it goes by how much playing time they had and how big a contract they signed, and whether or not you sign somebody who's comparable to it.
Which is
because he made a lot of money.
Yeah, but see, now you see why Mekhi Becton signing for what he signed for with the Chargers. You see how it worked out for us in the equation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That and then on top of that, it also sends a message because we also extended Lane Johnson for 2 more years beyond here. So we got him through 29, I think.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I saw something. This was actually interesting to me because earlier this week there was a thing somebody had been posting. Dak Prescott had 4,000 yards. They had like the number plus. So you had Dak Prescott plus 4,000 yards.
Right.
You had CeeDee Lamb, 1,000 yards plus. You had Zeke Elliott 1,000 yards plus, although Zeke was only 1,007 yards. And they had Micah Parsons with 10 plus sacks and 10 plus interceptions for Diggs. And they were also talking about, Dak Prescott's an $89 million hit. It's like, well, actually, we restructured it. But I was going through and I was looking at cap numbers, and here's what's crazy. And the difference that most people don't dig deep enough to find out. When you go through, let me pull up the Eagles because I want to make sure I don't lie, because Lord knows somebody will call me on some shit. If you look at the Eagles, it's crazy because in 2029, this is what's crazy. They have Jalen Hurts is a $97 million cap hit. Yeah. You've got A.J. Brown as a $29 million hit, right? These are all voidable years. You've got Jordan Mailata at $35 million. You got Devontae Smith at $35 million. You've got Saquon at $31 million. You got Landon Dickerson at $35 million, and you got Jake Elliott $8.6 million. Yeah, dude, that's like $250 million in voidable contracts. I don't know how the fuck they are able to do these.
Wait. Here you want to know what it is, what's going to happen here is I think Howie has it set up to, if you look at the way these we got all these draft picks, right, over the next 2 years, okay, which would put us at 2027, right?
Yeah.
So at 2027, well, by 29, these draft picks that we're picking for the next couple of years will still be in their rookie contracts, plus the years after that too.
Well, they'll be getting other contracts because the guys you're drafting now, 4 years from now, will be free agents unless they're a first-round pick, because you have a 5th-year comp. So, you say 2027. I got you.
Yeah,
But I'm sitting here just looking at A.J. Brown's cap number in 2030 is $53 million.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's the difference of when everybody says, oh, well, Jalen Hurts is only, $29 million. Dak Prescott is $80 million. Because they've thrown all this money into the back end.
Yeah, we're going to be paying but then ask yourself, what will the projected cap be by then?
Projected, yeah, but if you still have 260 million of contracts there, do you honestly think Saquon Barkley is still going to be on the team in 2030?
No, I don't expect him. I don't expect him to be on the team by 2030 because that'd be like, how long will he have been in the league? 10 years at that point?
Oh, well, yeah, at least.
Yeah, I don't see him going beyond. Yeah,
he came in the league 2017.
Yeah, by 2030, you're talking 5 more years. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him. I don't see him lasting 5.
Hey, I'll talk to y'all later. I got to jump off here.
Yeah, and
all right, big
we're
dog.
going to jump off here too. Okay. But by comparison, here's the thing: that same year that you got 97 million for Jalen Hurts and all those contracts, you got Dak at 10, CeeDee Lamb at 28, and Osin Digizua at 4. So you got a grand total of 44 million versus 260.
All right, but then ask yourself
but
this.
you might get another Super Bowl.
I was about to say that's what I was about to say. Yeah, but look at what you got. Like, will you have? We probably would have gotten another Super Bowl by then.
Maybe.
Which means that would be 3 Super Bowls in 15 years. That's not bad.
Maybe, but you're counting the chickens before they hatch.
No, again, a lot of other things have to fall into place. But if we're like you said, when we're talking about those years, you know what I'm saying, those voidable years where all that money is going, when we got to pay that bill, it's like, okay.
Well, because I'll say that when you had, what's his name who went to Jacksonville? When you won that Super Bowl there with Nick Foles, everybody thought that, oh man, that same team is going to be racking them up. And basically, you had to start all over, new coach, and basically a lot of new players and things to get that next one.
Look, I'll say this:
that Nick is one and done.
Well, again, one of the reasons why I think, I always say Jalen gets the dig in terms of, when you think of elite quarterbacks, is that no one really pays credence to the fact that this dude has had a different offensive coordinator every year, damn near every year. So and we're now in the same scenario that you guys are in, but just from an offensive coordinator position.
I hear
you hired within, and yours became the head coach.
You have a team, an organization that says, yes, we're going to have a different offensive coordinator, but let's surround him with as much talent as possible.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying to you is that I think that part, that one aspect does not get brought up often enough, in my opinion. If we're really talking about evaluating quarterback play, what about why not give credence to the fact that this dude had to learn a different language pretty much every year since he came into the league? That's and to be able to perform as he has in that period of time is absolutely remarkable.
And I will say that the best thing you can do for a quarterback is make sure
give him a
good running game. And that's something that they've always made sure that he's had. And you have the best running game in football. Let's be real here, with the best offensive line.
I don't
a smothering defense that.
But isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, but when you sit there and look and say, how many games did Jalen Hurts not have to throw more than 22 passes?
The first 4 games.
Oh, it was more than just the first 4. I don't think he threw over 25
he did,
passes.
Because they figured out the secret formula is no more than 24 to 25 passes a game. If you keep them under that, you're going to win. And then and you give Saquon X amount of touches.
Yeah. So is that saying that he's an elite quarterback? Hey, let's protect him by making sure he doesn't throw more than 24 passes.
No.
That's the reason. That's the reason why I said Dallas needs to draft Genty.
No. I'm not saying that.
He had 2,900 yards last year and 18 TDs. You can't say
what?
He had 2,903 yards and 18 TDs. That's not exact. I mean, if you were to look at that on any other team, you'd say, okay, he's an average quarterback.
Yeah, but any other team doesn't have the same run game that we have. Every other team doesn't have the same defense that we have. Every other team, like you,
yeah.
like
so in other words, he's not having to do it all.
No, yes, but he's still in the. But all right. So what you're saying to me is that anybody could do what he's doing behind that line.
I didn't say anybody can. I did not say that because you still have to be able to throw the football. I could
exactly.
Not.
And wait a minute, not just that, but can also learn 5 different offenses in 5 years.
It's a lot easier if you only have to throw 20 passes a game and you are stout in every single position. It's a whole lot easier than if you are a quarterback that's got a new offensive coordinator and an offensive line that's shit and only one.
Yeah, but you still got but that's so again, because he comes from a more complete team. You know what I'm saying? That means that that takes away from him being an elite quarterback.
If you're telling
so an elite quarterback is what? Someone who throws for a lot of yards.
Bro, if you're only throwing 24 times out of, say, 60 or 70 plays, you are literally, basically, it's almost like you've been lulled to sleep. We have to be so concerned about stopping the run like Kansas City did, where they had to put 8 men in the box, and you have elite receivers to throw to. It makes life a lot easier than if you have to be Dak Prescott, where you've got no offensive line and you're running for your life, and you've got no running game to stop, and you got one freaking receiver.
So because basically because Dak Prescott is running for his life and running around and throwing the football.
That's a lot harder than when you have a great offensive line and you're handing the ball off.
And so that's why he's the elite quarterback.
I didn't say that Dak was okay. I'm just pointing
out. All right, let's say Patrick.
No, hold on. Just listen to me for a second. Okay, so games that he played. Okay, start out the season 34 passes. See, here's the thing: 34, 30, 38, 30. After that, 25 passes against Cleveland, 14 against the Giants, 20 against the Bengals, 24 against Jacksonville, 20 against Dallas, 28 against Washington. That's one of the higher games. 22 against the Rams, 19 against Baltimore, 21 versus Carolina. Bro.
Wait. And was those wins or losses?
They're wins, but they won not because of Jalen Hurts. There's a difference. We can say,
and they didn't lose because of Jalen Hurts either.
It's kind of hard to lose when you only have 14 passes, bro. Here's the difference. Sometimes Jalen Hurts can win the game for you. Sometimes Saquon Barkley, looks like more times than not, Saquon actually did. With the Cowboys, they only win if Dak Prescott is playing at that level.
And that's not good, Mark.
That's right. But to turn around for everybody to say, well, Dak just sucks. But is not a correct statement.
I'm not
when
saying,
you look at that.
I didn't say Dak sucks. I said, I never said Dak sucks. I said putting Jalen in the elite quarterback conversation.
And here's the other side of the equation. When you give up 19 to Baltimore, you give up 20 to the Rams, you give up 18 to Washington, you give up 6 to Dallas, you give up 23 to Jacksonville, you give up 17 to the Bengals. It's a lot easier to win when you don't have to be in a track meet. There's no pressure.
Again. So you're holding against him for having other. It sounds like you're holding it against him.
I'm not holding it against him, but I'm trying to point out, if you had to put Jalen Hurts on, say, Cincinnati's team, are they winning the Super Bowl?
Okay, see, and herein lies where the problem for me comes, because you just did it. you like to work in hypotheticals and theory. And I keep saying, let's keep it actual, factual.
They built
so we are not. So there is no scenario where Jalen Hurts is in Cincinnati. Why do I have to play the imaginary game? When I have my guy right here.
But let's play the imaginary game for just
no. Let's keep it at the actual factual.
Okay. Do you think if you put Pat Mahomes there in Philadelphia that he's winning a Super Bowl with that team?
I don't think anything because I don't have Patrick Mahomes is not my quarterback.
You're an Eagle fan. I don't think anything.
Is my quarterback.
I think if I put Joe Burrow in with the Eagles, that they're going to win the Super Bowl too. Still,
you know what, and that is good for you. But right now, my quarterback's name is Jalen Hurts, and what has he done that Joe Burrow hasn't done?
The whim of a man.
What has Jalen done that Josh Allen hasn't done?
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What has he done that Dak hasn't done?
Okay.
And he's in a shorter period of time, same period of time. Didn't Jalen and Joe come out at the same time?
Look at the team Cincinnati puts on the field, and look at the one that the Eagles have.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati is like the Dallas Cowboys. We got a couple of good pieces, but we ain't spending any money to go ahead and do anything above and beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We've been on for 2 hours, and I need to get I got some other stuff. I got to spend some time with my lady.
Thomas.
I got to get the lights fixed over here and things, too.
Mommy, how's your sister doing?
Later, Mark. Later, Thomas. Later, Derek. Bye.
Later, y'all.
Man, y'all just beat the hell out of me, man. They just beat the heck out of me.
Tommy, your sister still annoying you?
Right,
nah, she cool. I talked to her early in the week.
Alrighty, good people. We appreciate you.
Saturday more. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Down, get a hold of yourself.
Just please let me handle this.
I gotta get here.
Calm down. Now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this.
Do you want another phone? Everything's been all right. Gotta go.